everyone, in this video we're going to be working on Pizzicato before breakfast for violin. This piece is all played pizzicato, which means plucking. So before we get started with the piece, I just want to clarify the proper positioning for plucking on your violin. You pluck with your right hand. Okay, normally we use the bow in our right hand, but we don't need the bow. We're going to use our fingers now to pluck. To set your hand up properly, you take your right thumb and you just place it on the end of the fingerboard like that, okay? I see some students putting their thumb on the bridge. We don't want to do that. We want to put it on the end of the fingerboard. You don't need to push in so that there's an indentation in your finger, okay? That's too hard. You should never hurt when you're playing an instrument. You're just resting your thumb there to keep you anchored. Then with your index finger, your pointer finger, you pull the string, okay, I'm going to use the term pull lightly. You're really just drawing the string to make noise, to make music. You don't need to pull the string so that it's moving like this. This is far too hard to be pulling. You just need to pull so that the string vibrates enough to make the sound. Now, I was saying to some students in class that your fingers might start to hurt after a little while. It does take a little bit of time to build up the strength in your skin. So if you need to take a little break, don't worry about it. Shake your hand out, take a little break. If you want to practice it one time with a bow in between your rounds of plucking, that's fine. But ultimately, we are going to be plucking this piece. And if you always practice with the bow, you're really going to be behind in terms of the upkeep in your finger strength. It's just like working out. You have to practice a little bit, and then build up gradually. Anyhow, the one other thing before I start, you might notice at the very end of the piece you have this marking here, dies al fine. That means dal segno al fine, which means go to the sign and finish at fine. Okay, that's great, miss, but what does the sign, what sign are you talking about? We're actually talking about this sign right here. It looks kind of like a fancy S, okay? That is located on the third line of our piece. So what's going to happen is you're going to play from the beginning of the piece all the way through to the end, and then when you get to the end, you go back to bar 9 where this sign is and start again from there. Okay, dal segno, to the sign. Then you play to where it says fine, which is at the end of our fourth line. So in essence, you're playing line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, back to line 3, line 4, and then stop. We will go over this more in class, but just so you know what I'm playing, I will be observing the dal segno al fine marking in the music. So I'm going to play through one time at the speed. I'm also watching for dynamics, and then we'll go back and start again a little slower. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... the whole piece. Before I go back and play it a little slower, I just want to remind you that in our piece we have 2 sharps in our key signature, F sharp and C sharp. So that's pretty easy when you're on the D and the A strings because you're just looking at a finger 2 on your tapes. Now, when you play at the end of the first line, the second last note is a C sharp on the G string. So normally you would play 3 right beside finger 2. They would be together. For C sharp, we want to make the note higher, so we need to extend our fingers like this, so that now, there we go, there is almost equal spacing between these fingers and these fingers. Okay, if we play like this, we're going to have a minor sound. The piece is going to sound quite sad. We want to make it sound happy and lively and light and bright, so we're going to make that finger extended 3. So that's C sharp on the G string. Now the other thing is that we do not have any G sharps in this piece. So when you get to the E string, if you play a finger 2 on the tape, that's a G sharp. We don't want that note. We want G natural, so we want it lower. So you're going to do that famous low 2, okay? 2 right beside the 1. That is about it in terms of what to remember. Just don't forget the dynamics. It makes it a little bit more interesting. Let's go again. I think I'm going to break it down. We're going to do the first 2 lines a little slower, and then we'll stop, regroup, and do the next couple lines. From the beginning. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and long. Long. Quarter note, quarter, 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 eighth. High 3, 1. Long. Quarter. Super long. So what I find is we rush through the quarter notes when we're playing slow. You need to make sure that 1 quarter note would be the same as 2 eighth notes. Okay, let's continue now from bar 9. That's the third line and fourth lines. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Low 2. 2 and 3 and 4. Low 2. 2 on the tape. C sharp. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you want to just let that half note ring because it's a long one. Okay, and the last 2 lines, here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Happy practicing, everybody. Have fun with this one. It is nice and light, like it says right at the beginning of this piece. Happy practicing. Good luck.